All right, guys, tomorrow's quiz. All right, tomorrow's quiz has 8 questions. All right, 8 questions.
How many minutes? How many minutes?
I don't know. It depends upon, it's pretty quick, but it depends upon what the other classes do. I'll just do what they do. No, let me explain to you what's going to be on it. Listen. 8 questions. There's no multiple choice. You're going to have 3 questions where you have to describe the transformation. Meaning they're going to give you the equation and you have to say what's going on. Vertical stretch, right, left, whatever, up and down. Then there's going to be 5 where you have to sketch the graph of it. You do not have to state the domain and range though. So don't worry about this domain and range. I'm not even going to focus on that today. The domain and range I'm not going to focus on. I'm going to go through each of the questions and show you how to answer, right? Mr. Saldana put like lines to tell you. It doesn't say, is there a vertical, horizontal shift or anything like that. It just, there's lines so you can fill in on the quiz what the transformations are. So we're going to first go through and state what all the transformations are, and then we're going to go through and just draw little pictures. Now, the pictures don't have to be perfect, but if there's a reflection over the x-axis, you have to make sure it flips over the x-axis. If it moves to the right, you have to make sure it moves to the right, those sorts of things. So in number 1, to describe the transformations, first of all, guys, get in the habit, circle the function itself. What is the parent function for x squared? What shape does that make? A U, good. You guys have to know that. So look at the -1. Is it inside of a parenthesis, underneath a radical, inside absolute value where it moves left and right? Or is it at the back where it's going to move up or down? Up and down, good. So you would just say this parabola, this U is going to move down 1. All right, so on the lines where you have to just describe the transformation, that's all I need to see. If you want to write vertical, down, whatever, but if you just tell me down 1, that's fine. If you write an arrow that goes like this, down 1, I'm fine with that. Don't just tell me down, and don't just tell me 1. You have to tell me what direction and how many. Okay, so we go here, and now the question's going to ask you, all right, we'll draw a picture. So look, draw the parent function just so you have an idea. It doesn't have to be perfect, but if it's a parabola, it should be a U. So if this parabola, your transformation moved down 1, all you're going to do is take the whole parabola, the vertex is right here at 0, 0, and you move it down 1. That's all you have to do. If you don't want to draw the parent function, you don't have to. If you want to use my color pencils, you're free to. Yes, sir.
Doesn't really matter like which points it goes to.
No, don't worry about that. Just as long as you understand that the parent function went down 1, I'm fine. So like number 2. Number 2 is the exact same thing. I'm not going to do it. What's number 2? What's the shape? U. Where does it move? There you go. Up 3. Okay. What about this one? Okay, we got a little more stuff going on here. Circle the function. Circle the function. Do you see how I'm circling the whole function? First of all, what's the parent function for this one? Yep, it's a U. It's an x squared. Good. Here, there's 2 transformations. There's one right here, and there's one right here. So let's state what they are. If there is a number between 0 and 1, and it's being multiplied out in front, what is that? It's a shrink or a what? It's a shrink or a stretch, right? When we multiply by a number in front of the function, it's a shrink or a stretch. So is this one going to shrink the graph or is it going to stretch it? It's going to shrink it. Why is this going to be a shrink? Because it's less than 1, between 0 and 1. Good. Now I look at my -4. Where is the -4? Is it inside of a parenthesis, underneath the radical, inside absolute value where it's moving left and right? Or is it out back? It's inside. So we're moving left and right in this case. So which way are we moving? Right. To the right, how many? 4. Good. So for the ones that you have to describe the transformations, that's all you have to do. Yes, sir?
If it was plus, it just go left.
Correct. So if we're going to draw the picture of what it looks like, just for reference, here's your parent. So remember I told you guys, if it shrinks, it makes it wider. Just make sure it's wider than the normal one. And it moved, where did you tell me? 4 to the right. So instead of being here at 0, 0, it's right here at 4. And you can just make it look a little wider. Can you guys tell from the blue to the red that your parabola got wider? That's what I need you to see.
So if it's a shrink or a stretch, we have to draw the parent function.
You don't have to, but just make sure you make it definite that it's wider than it would be or like skinnier than it would be. All right, let's do this one. Again, we're going to do the same thing every single time. For all 8 of these, I want you to do the same thing on your quiz. Circle the function first. What is the parent function for number 4? Absolute value. What shape does absolute value make? A V. Perfect. Good job, guys. So now we're going to identify the 2 transformations. There's one right here. There's one right here. I always go from left to right. You don't have to. I just always do. So look at the +3. Where is the +3? Inside of something. That means it affects left and right. So which way is this one going? Good. Left 3. And then my +2 is outside. So it's going where? Up 2. So if you were going to draw a little picture, okay, here's my parent function just for reference. I'm going to take my parent function that starts at 0, 0. I'm going to move left 3 and then up 2. So my vertex would be like there. So it would look like something like this. Your transformations, left and right, up and down, move from the origin. Always from the origin. That's where it originates from. All right. These are both, I'll do them both. All right, what kind of a graph is this one? It's a snake, it's a cubic, so it looks like this. So your 2 transformations are right there and right there. There's a negative sign. Negative signs flip. Is this one going to flip over the x-axis or over the y-axis? If the negative's out in front, it's going to flip over the x. Yep, reflect over x. And then that +1 on the inside, what does that tell you? Left, how many? 1, all right? This one's kind of hard, I understand that, because your parent function looks something like this. All right, when all else fails, if you want to make sure that you got your directions and stuff right, you can always plug in numbers. You can plug in -1, God bless you, -2, see what you get out for y, and then kind of plot those points and look what the picture looks like. But if I was going to move left 1, I'm going to move over here. And guys, think about it. If I flipped this, look at the top arrow on the right. If you flipped it over the x, where does it go? Down here, right? And if you flip this one in the bottom left, where does it go? Up here, right? So your reflection looks something like this. Again, if that doesn't make sense, or you're like, I just can't visualize that, plug in numbers. Plug in -1 and 1 into x and see what you get for y, and then you can plot those points. You just kind of get a picture. Again, what kind of a function is this one? It's a snake, again, good. We've got a couple transformations here. We have one right there, and we have one right there. That one that's inside, is that going to affect left to right or up and down? Left to right, good. Which way is this one going? Left, how many? 1, good. And what does the -3 at the end mean? Down 3. You guys are going to do well tomorrow. So here is my parent. And then my shift from the origin, I'm going to move left 1 and down 3. So it's over here. Just looks like this. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to move where it's supposed to. It has to flip where it's supposed to. Those sorts of things. No more on this page? Okay. Yeah. Sure. All right, circle of parent function. Circle, circle, circle. What are we looking at? Square root. That's that funny looking boomerang thing, right? Okay, so let's talk about what's happening. There's something on the inside, something on the outside. Plus and minus on the inside moves our graph where? Left and right. Good. So this one's moving. Left 1. Good. And minus on the outside, we move down 3. Perfect, guys. So here's my little original parent. So from the origin, I'm going to move left 1 and down 3. So it's just going to start from here and go like that. The hardest ones I think for you guys to draw are going to be the reflection. There's probably maybe one that I haven't looked at yet. But. All right, so look at number 8. Again, what are we looking at? What kind of graph? Square root, okay. Now I have a negative out in front, and I have a +1 out back. What does a negative out in front mean? Reflects over the x, good. So reflect over x. And what does the plus 1 out back mean? Up 1. Perfect. So you take your original, which is like right here. And I like to move up and down, left and right first, and then I flip. So I'm going to move up 1, and then it's going to flip. So it's going to flip from top to bottom. So instead of being from the origin and going up, it's going to be from here and going down like that. Think about the x-axis flips top to bottom. You know what, I guess if you did it the other way, we could probably take either answer. What would happen if I reflected it first and then moved up 1? No, it'd be the same thing. Never mind. If I reflected the blue first and then went up, it'd be the same thing. So yeah, that's fine. Oh, another square root. All right, another square root. So again, remind me, little boomerang thing. So I have how many transformations here? There's 3 here. Negative out in front means it's going to reflect over. Good. You have to make sure you tell me which axis. Plus sign inside tells me I move left, right, up, and down. Left to right. Good. So this one's moving where? Left 2. And the minus 1 at the end means? Perfect. So here's my original. So I'm going to go left 2, down 1, and then from this point, instead of going upwards, I'm going to flip it over and go downwards. All right, what do we got here? What is the parent function? What shape is that? Good, you guys are getting much better at that. As soon as you see x squared, we think, oh, it's a u. So let's look at our transformations. I have a 2/3 out in front that's being multiplied and a minus 2 on the inside. So what is that 2/3 that's being multiplied out in front? It's a shrink. Good. What is that going to do to your graph? Make it wider. Good. And then that minus 2 inside is going to move it right. How many? Right 2. Perfect. So we have our parent. Again, you don't have to draw the parent. I just like to. So if I'm going to go right 2, I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to make my parabola wider. You don't have to tell me exactly how much wider. Just make sure I can visually see that it's wider than the parent would be. Whoa, got a lot going on this one. What's the parent function? A u, again. So identify all the stuff. The negative, the 3, the minus 1, the plus 1. There's 4 different things there, guys. That negative and 3 are separate. That's not saying negative 3. It's saying negative, which is a reflection, and then 3, which is a something. But the negative out in front is going to reflect over what? Good. What is that 3 going to do? Stretch it. Why is it going to stretch? Because it's bigger than 1. You have to separate the minus sign from the number. Because yes, I understand that negative 3 is less than 1, but it's not that we're looking at something less than 1 because a shrink is between 0 and 1. What is that minus 1 in the middle? Right 1, perfect. And what is plus 1 at the end? Good job, guys. So let's draw our parent. And don't do everything all at one time. Think about it. Move left and right first. So I'm going to go right 1, up 1. That's where my vertex is going to be. So think about it. My parabola right now is going upwards. If it's going to reflect over the x-axis, where's it going to go? Down. And we said it's going to stretch. So is it going to get real wide or is it going to get skinny? There you go. So just draw something like this. I always say whenever there's a negative in front of x squared, because I think of a parabola as a smile, a happy parabola goes upwards. Which way does a sad parabola go? Down, right? Every time you see a negative in front of x squared, I always think, oh, it's sad. I know that sounds stupid, but you guys will remember that. And then that's it, guys. There's 3 questions where you're just given the equation and you have to do this. Just say sure, you just have to say what it's doing. And then there's 5 where it gives you the equation and you have to draw the picture. If you want to draw all of the parent functions, great. I think it's a good idea. If you don't want to, again, you don't have to. You're welcome to my color pencils and stuff tomorrow, but you guys are going to be fine.